The Lakers dodged a serious bullet today after Luka Doncic was playing in an exhibition game and had to leave with a leg injury. We are definitely going to dive deeper into that, and we need to highlight the tremendous game Luka was playing before the injury, as this injury also highlights a good conversation to be had on whether if Luka should continue playing EuroBasket. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I just want to remind you guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get all of those Laker updates here in the summer, guys, because we're only a month away from training camp, guys. But as of today, there is still going to be a lot of news. So let's dive straight into things, because there was a game today that Slovenia played against Latvia, and then Luka Doncic was playing tremendous in that game, but had a scary collision. So Luka was in a scary collision today and did not play for the second half of that exhibition game. And according to Dan Wilkie and also Mark Stein, who was also reporting on this, it seems like Luka has avoided a serious injury in that play. He was able to walk to the locker room under his own power, but he was favoring his right leg there. And Luka Doncic, he was ran into by another teammate. Unfortunately, I think he was pushed into somebody else. And then I have a video that I'll show you guys just here in a bit. And this is what happened here on that play for Luka Doncic. So as you can see, he's kind of getting pushed there, and then he got pushed into his own teammate, and then that kind of like rammed into his knee. So there was considered a right knee contusion, that what Mark Stein was reporting and calling it, but it was not to believe, or not to be believed to be serious. So Luka Doncic is going to continue playing and competing in EuroBasket here in the summer. And that definitely is going to rub a lot of Laker fans the wrong way, because I know we're going to have some thoughts and opinions about him continuing to play. But just as of right now, it's very good news to see that Luka Doncic was able to walk under his own power and is only listed as contusion. It looked like it probably some knee to bone contact, and those things can definitely hurt in the moment, but definitely you're going to be okay, especially if you're able to walk under your own power, and that's what Luka Doncic was able to do. He sat out mostly for the rest of the game just as a precautionary issue. So if the game was more serious, I would maybe assume that Luka Doncic probably would have continued playing, and then this probably wouldn't been too much of a story here. But Luka was had to be held out for the game because they wanted to make sure that their main star was all right. And I know a lot of Laker fans are dealing a sigh of relief seeing that Luka Doncic is okay and is going to be okay and continue playing here in the summer. But I do want to talk about the game that Luka was having before the injury, because he was looking like the best player in the world. And Luka Doncic looked terrific in that basketball game, that first half of the game there. Just to take a look at the stats and just to see what he was doing there. And he had 26 points in 17 minutes there in that first half. Was really just on fire from the field. Had 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple of steals as well, and I believe a block shot too, all in the first half there in 17 minutes. So Luka Doncic was locked in after, I believe he was rested. He rested the game before because Slovenia had a game the day before, so they didn't want him playing in a back-to-back. So Luka Doncic played the second half of this game, and he just looked, like I said, every bit of like one of the best players in the world there. I mean, just take a look at Luka Doncic and just the way he was just cooking guys just left and right. Just the step back jumper was definitely working for Luka Doncic early in the game, and what's really gets him going and makes the rest of his game easier. His catch and shoot game was also looking nice, and also his defense too. His defense looked great. Luka Doncic was really able to move those puppies, move laterally, and just looked good there out there on the court for Slovenia there. So Luka Doncic looking great in that game is no surprise to obviously a lot of people around the world, but I'm just more looking at the fact of how much quicker he looks and how much more explosive he looks, because you can definitely tell there is much more pop and some more explosion that he has, not only in his moves but also his lateral quickness on the defensive end, and just the little things around the game of basketball that can really give you a step above or an advantage here. And Luka Doncic is able to create an advantage not only with obviously the world-renowned skills that he has, but now he's able to give that extra step of athleticism with that him working on his body and really taking the summer to really hone on those things and really fine-tuned some of the things that around his body that he really needed to do, because now we're starting to see those fruits of that labor, and he really he really did look awesome there in that first half of that game. But I do want to get to that last one because I know a lot of you people are probably wondering, why is he playing here in the first place? And that is a very valid question, I believe, from most Laker fans. And it should Luka keep playing EuroBasket? And there is definitely a lot of people who have their thoughts and opinions on this, and I believe there's kind of like two sides to the story. And first and foremost, since we are talking about here the Lakers, and we are a whole bunch of Laker fans here, and it's about the Laker sides of things, and you obviously don't want to see your star player get hurt outside of the NBA season, especially before the season, because that can really kill a lot of your hope and momentum starting into the season. So definitely this injury scare had a lot of Laker fans kind of worried about obviously the NBA season and what's going to happen. Obviously he is fine and he's going to continue playing, but there is a lot of people who are just saying, might just pull him now, because if there is any concern or any risk of any injury, there is no point of having your star basketball player play outside in another league. Now, there is obviously another side of a story to this, and that is the Luka sides of things. And I believe Lucas has definitely fought for the right, and obviously he's a good enough player to know, who knows his body at this point, or his new body I should say, and I do believe he is going to continue playing in EuroBasket, mostly because for a lot of these guys, especially outside of the US, it is a sense of pride for those guys to play in EuroBasket and play on these high level stages with their countries, because they are able to do something that they really cannot do for any NBA team, and that is to play for the country, give pride to the country, and just inspire a lot of people within that country. And Luka Doncic, who's always been sort of a world-renowned guy, even before he became to the Los Angeles Lakers, that hasn't changed, even though he's went from the Mavericks to the Lakers. So I continue for the foreseeable future to see him playing for EuroBasket and playing for his national country of Slovenia. And albeit that might be the wrong thing to do, as this is coming from the Laker fans' perspective, but from his perspective, I understand why he does it, because giving your country a sense of pride, a sense of joy in these tournaments is a feeling that you really can't get anywhere else. And then also, just like I said, that pride, it really holds true in a lot of these other countries, because we'll all see in EuroBasket there's so many different guys that are around the NBA that are playing for their teams. If you go around with Greece and Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic is playing as well. Lauri Markkanen with Finland. Some of those guys from France, Zazi Richache is playing, and then also Tony Kamaria. So there's a lot of guys just in and around the league who are playing for EuroBasket and playing for their countries, because they really take that sense of pride and really take those opportunities and moments to really further what they're trying to do in their country, and their pride for basketball for them in those spaces. So I understand that Luka is going to continue to play, but as Laker fans, you do have a right to be upset and kind of strife at that opinion there. But I do believe Luka Doncic is going to continue to play. But let us know what you guys think. Do you think Luka Doncic should continue to play in EuroBasket after that injury scare? Or are you of the mind of, well, he is kind of his own man and he's playing for his country's pride, so he's going to continue, and that really doesn't bother you as much? Let us know in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys, there is still 79% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys are gonna come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of that action. All right, guys, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.